Residential insurance. We hate paying it until we need it. Let's talk about the 4 types of residential insurance you need to know about. Here we go. Hey, welcome back to REI Simplified. I'm your host, Adam Johnson, where we break down complex real estate situations, scenarios, and lingos for people like me and you, the beginning investor. Today, we're talking about the 4 types of residential real estate insurance that you need to know about, whether you have 1 house, 3 houses, many houses. It does not matter. So I'm going to jump right into it. Here we go. First thing first is homeowners insurance. If you have a home and you live in that home, you need homeowners insurance. What this covers is you, the individual, your possessions, your contents, and the structure of the property. These generally are more expensive than the landlord policy I'm going to cover in a minute. But like I said, it's covering, some of them have up to $50,000 of content. So, talking about the bedding, the furniture, the radio equipment, whatever you have in there, all the computer stuff, that's going to be taken care of. God forbid there's a catastrophic event. Secondly, we're going to talk about a landlord policy. This is you own a house, you do not live in the house, you have people inside that property. Generally speaking, these are going to be a little less per year because the landlord policy is only going to cover the structure, the roof, the walls, the foundation, and anything catastrophic as far as your property that you own. The tenants that live inside the property and their contents will not be covered by your landlord policy. Which brings me to the 3rd type of insurance that you need to know about, which is renter's insurance. If I'm a renter and I live inside a house that I do not own, like I said before, my landlords, their policy will not cover my content. So I want to make sure that my furniture, my equipment, my computers, my kids' stuff, all that is taken care of. If there's a fire or something like that. So the 3rd type, as I said, is going to be renter's insurance. So this is a house I live in, I do not own. And the last we're going to talk about is a short-term rental policy. Now this is unique because if you watch my channel, we do a lot of Airbnb, short-term rentals, HomeAway, VRBO, and those types of websites where we have turned our long-term traditional rentals into our short-term rentals. We started doing this about 3.5 years ago, and it's been very good for us. But we found out the hard way that the long-term landlord policies do not cover short-term rentals. Generally speaking, most landlord policies will only cover if a tenant is in the property for 6 months or longer. Anything 6 months or shorter is considered short-term. So we had to go do some digging and we found 2 that we use right now, 2 short-term rental insurance policies, and that's through Proper and CBIZ. That's who we've used to govern our 22 or help insure our 22 short-term rentals. So not only does it cover the structure of the property, it covers the contents within the property, which is all of our stuff, and it also covers loss of income. If something happens, earthquake, fire, volcano, whatever, and our house is destroyed or inhabitable for, let's say, 3, 4, 5 weeks, we will also be the income that we would have received, that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, is now insured with a $1,000 deductible. So if we had $4,000 that we probably were going to make in that 5-week period, for example, we'd only lose $3,000 because we'd have a $1,000 deductible. So that's very beneficial. They would pay us back that money that we would have made. So just to recap, guys, home insurance policy you need to know about whether you have 1 or many homes is 1 is your homeowner's insurance policy. That means I own the home, I live in the home, everything's insured. Landlord policy means I own the home, I do not live in the home, I have tenants, my structure is still insured. Renter's insurance means I do not own the home, I live in the home, my stuff is insured. And lastly, short-term renter's insurance, which is what we do with the Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO. Very unique, very different. And I should have said this earlier. Your short-term renter's insurance, if you go that route for what we do, is much more expensive than your traditional landlord policy. For example, most of our homes are in Clarksville, Tennessee. Generally speaking, a 3-bed, 2-bath house, 1 year landlord policy for a long-term rental may be a $850 yearly payout. All right. That same small house, once we convert it into short-term rental, is about $1,800. So it more than doubles generally from a landlord policy into a short-term policy. So I'm gonna do videos down the road about doing your numbers and running your math when looking at short-term rental options and possibilities. So that's something you have to think about, is your numbers, and you got to factor in that you're going to be paying about double in insurance what you were paying, what you would have paid had that property been a long-term rental. So that's it for today's quick video. I hope you got something out of this. Please like and subscribe, share with a buddy if you haven't already. Why not? It's free. Until we meet, we'll see you guys next time. Later.